So guys, welcome back to my channel Tanya's Educational World. So today we will do the chapter Electricity and its Effect. Now today we are going to take different subject which is science. So let's start with this chapter. Now, so we will learn about the electric current, we will learn about electric circuit, heating effect of electric current and electric fuse, magnetic effect of electric current, electromagnet and electric bell. So now let us go to the introduction first. In modern days, our lives are dependent on electricity to such an extent that a short power cut makes us furious and anxious. This duration without electricity appears a never ending. We cannot imagine our life without electricity, and it has become an inseparable part of our lives. A whole day without electricity means no light, no ACs or fans, no cell phones, no computer, and everything which operates on electricity. It seems quite frightening even for a day, and then just imagine an entire life without electricity. We are overwhelmingly using electricity more than ever before. We are dependent on electricity for carrying out even the smallest of tasks, from charging a phone to powering an entire railway network. Let us study about electricity in this chapter. Now here we are learning. In the introduction, they have told that in modern days our lives are dependent on electricity. We know that our lives are very dependent on electricity. If electricity is gone in our house, we get worried, we get anxious, and we get furious. What's going now? What we will do now? What we will do now? And if electricity gone, just to imagine, if electricity is gone in your house, then you will have no fans, no light, no ACs, no cell phones, no computers, and everything which operates from electricity, right? So it seems quite frightening. Like, it's very frightening for a day if for a day electricity is gone whole for a day. So like you get very worried about that how can you study now, and it will be very hot now if electricity is gone and all that. So you make this type of reaction, right? You give this type of reaction when electricity is gone. So this is why that electricity is very, now it has become very important part of our life, right? And we use electricity for doing even the smallest task of our life, like smallest task of a day, like charging of a mobile phone to powering an entire railway network. Now comes the caution. So caution is like very important part, because if you are not a cautious person and if you touch an electric component with your wet hand, then you know what will gonna happen. So when you touch an electric component with wet hand, so you will get electric shock. So that's why you have to be very cautious while handling electric appliance. Now comes the electric current, which is the main part of the chapter. Now, electric current is the flow of charges through an electric conductor. A material which allows electrical charges to flow through it is called an electric current. So, electric current is a flow of charges which pass through an electric conductor. So here the electric current is nothing but is a flow of charges, means a flow of electricity that passes through an electric conductor. Now electric conductor is a material that allows the electric charges to pass through it, means electricity to pass through it. So this is called an electric current. Electric current has flow of charges. Now the SI unit to measure the electric current is ampere or capital A. The flow of electric current is like the flow of water. As we know, water flows from higher level to lower level. Similarly, there is a tendency of positive charges to flow from a point of higher electric level to a point of lower electric level. This electric level that decides the direction of flow of charges is called an electrostatic potential. Now we learned about electric current. Electric current is nothing but is a flow of charges that passes through an electric conductor. And the SI unit to measure the electric current is ampere. Now, what is electrostatic potential? And we also know that the flow of electric charges or electric current is like a flow of water. We know that the water flows from higher to the lower level. Similarly, the electric current also flows from the higher level to the lower level. Now, this electric level that decides the direction of this flow is called the electrostatic potential. Similarly to the height difference of a waterfall, it is difference between the potential of 2 points, that is the potential difference. So what is the potential difference? So potential difference is nothing but is the work done to move a unit from one point to another. So potential is nothing but it's a work done to move a unit. Like this is a positive and this is the negative point. So the potential difference is work done to move the flow of charges, means electric current from one point to another point. So this is called potential difference. Now the SI unit to measure the potential difference is volt or capital V. Okay. So the SI unit to measure a potential difference is volt. And the SI unit to measure the electric current is ampere, and the SI unit to measure the potential difference is volt. Now, when the potential difference between the points is 0, then no electric current will flow between these points. If there is a potential difference between 2 points, the electric current will flow because the positive charge will flow from higher potential level to the lower potential point. So if you imagine that the potential difference between 2 points is 0, if the potential difference between 2 points is 0, then there will be no electric current will flow between this point. We have learned that potential difference is work done to move this electric current from one point to another. If the potential difference is 0, then there will be no electric current to pass through these points. The potential difference should be there between 2 points. Now in a circuit, a battery and a cell work as the potential difference. They are used to apply the potential difference. Now the electric circuit. An electric current flows from the end mark cell marked plus, we know plus sign called the positive terminal, through the metal wire to the end marked negative minus called the negative terminal. The flow of electric current is possibly only when the charges flow or travel along a closed path. Thus the closed path along which an electric current can flow is called an electric circuit. So electric circuit flows, we know that in a cell electric current flows from positive plus sign called the positive terminal through the metal wires to the end marked negative called the negative terminal. So if you have seen my previous video about how to make an electric circuit in Tinkercad, I have also explained the parts of electric circuit, that how can we make or assemble an electric circuit. So if you haven't watched that, so first check that video out so that you can learn more, you learn the basic of that. So let's move further. Now thus a closed path, so an electric current can only flow if there is a closed path. Just imagine, like, you know, potential difference, it's the work done to move a electric current from one point to another. Now we have, if the path is opened, like it's opened from here, then you can find this is area which is opened, so there will be nothing flowing there. So the electric current will not flow to both the points. So that's why an electric circuit should be closed so that the electric current can flow. So what is an electric circuit? Thus a closed path along which an electric current can flow is called the electric circuit. Now let us go to this activity. So for this activity, we have to connect two ends of a copper wires to a bulb and a dry cell with the help of cellophane tape as shown in the figure A. So for this activity, we need a cellophane tape to connect the parts. Observe the bulb. Now remove so for that we need a cell, we need two wires, and we need a bulb, or you can also take LED. Now if you connect these wires with using cellophane tape, you will find that this bulb is glowing. So you will find that this bulb is glowing. If you have connected wires with the cell and the this filament, this part is called the filament of the bulb. So if you have connected to that, then the bulb will glow. But now remove the cellophane tape from one end of a dry cell. So you remove the wire or the cellophane tape from one end of the cell, then you will observe that when you start, you will just connect them, you will find this LED is not, the bulb is not glowing. So observation is that first you will observe that the bulb will glow brightly when the circuit is closed. After removing the cellophane tape, the respective wire will be detached from the bulb and the circuit gets open. Also, the bulb will not glow. So our conclusion is that the current flows in a closed path, and when the closed path is broken due to some reason, current will stop flowing in the circuit. So as I told you before that a circuit should be closed so that the current can flow, so that the potential difference can be applied. So from the above mentioned activity, we have learned two things about electricity. For the flow of electricity in a circuit, the circuit must be closed. The first point is, for making an if we have to make this electric current flow, so the circuit should be closed. In a closed circuit, the potential difference can be applied, and thus the electric current flows from high potential to the low potential. Now if you want to stop this flow of electricity in the circuit, then you have to open the circuit to do that, so that the potential difference cannot be applied, and thus the electric current will not flow in that circuit. But if you want to easy this process, if you want to make this process easier, so you can use a switch. So this is called the switch. So if you will use a switch, then using a switch we can on and off. We know that we have to switch for our fans, lights, so we can on and off to stop and allow the electric current to pass. So by connecting a switch as shown as in the diagram, we can stop and allow the electricity in a circuit. So if we use a switch, then we can stop and allow electricity in a circuit. So there are now electric components and symbols. So we are going to learn about them now. So our first component is an electric cell. So electric cell has two terminals, one positive and another negative. So this is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. We know that a cell has positive and negative terminal, and we have seen the cell in most of the times. We have seen in our remotes, and we have seen in several electrical components, and yeah. So we find that the cell has two ends, means two terminals, positive and negative. A cell converts the chemical energy into a electrical energy. So the cell stores the chemical energy and it converts the chemical energy into the electrical energy, and it's used to apply a potential difference between two ends of a conductor. We have learned that the cell is used to apply the potential difference in two ends of the conductor. We have learned that it is used to apply electric current, the potential difference in a circuit. Now comes the electric battery. Now you know battery is more larger in the size than the cell. So this is the reason that a battery is made up of two cells. So when two cells are joined together via conducting wires in such way that the positive end of one cell is joined to the negative end of the other cell. Now you find this battery has two cells, like one is here and another is here. So they are joined together, but one is of positive end and another is negative end, so that there will be both the terminals in battery. So one cell has of positive end and another is of negative end. So this forms a battery. Now battery is similar. It has two terminals, negative and positive. It also stores chemical energy and makes it available in electrical form like a cell. But now there is a difference between battery and a cell. First, that we know that battery is made up of two cells, and also battery is used to apply more larger potential difference than the cell, because we know the battery is made up of two cells, so it will apply more potential difference than the electric cell. So this for it for this video. In our next video we will continue with the switch or the key. More electric components are going to come and their symbols, so stay tuned for that. So now I'm going to end this video right here. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and turn out the notification bell so that you can be notified first whenever I post any new videos, and also give this video a big thumbs up. So see you guys in my next video. Until that, goodbye, stay safe, stay happy.